A very good evening to all. It is to inform that our society, Kolkata Bidhannagar Society for Academic Advancement, is conducting the lecture series for BCom Semester 4 students. Today, we are on 11th day of the series. Today's resource person, Dr. Amit Majumdar sir, and his topic of discussion is business ethics. Over to you, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Let me present the screen first. Is the screen visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's a very just a minute. Yeah. Uh, just a minute. Again, I have to share the screen. Is the screen visible? Hello. Uh, hmm, Today, actually, before going to detailed discussion about the topic that have been given the responsibility to focus on. Let me share some preliminary thoughts, the rudimentary thoughts about this kind of a program being run by KBSS. I am also being a part of a member of this association, this academic association. We are running this organization. This association is going on in a very full swing under the active leadership of Professor Pema Lama. I'm young, young, energetic mind from University of Calcutta. He's always, you know, uh, very much keen to nourish as well as to give the platform to the younger generations so that they can share their thoughts with others. And obviously, since this particular class is being directly streamed to the YouTube, so you can see that it's an excellent opportunity that all of the uh, across the world the people can see, people can share your thoughts, your ideas. So I do believe this is a very good platform for the younger people, the younger generation people, those who want to do something for this academic fraternity, especially in our accounting and commerce discipline. A kudos to Professor Lama and his team, the KBSA, the Kolkata Bidanagar Society for Academic Advancement. So I'm also part of that thing. I'm not a younger one. Really one, aged one with respect to the experiences. More than 2 decades of experiences I have on this in this particular field. But anyhow, I really appreciate the amount of the encouragement that has been given by this association, our association, to younger generations. So thank you, sir, KBSA, SAA, for giving me the opportunity to share some thoughts on the business ethics. On the very outset, I would like to say at the very beginning, I want to mention that this business ethics class, as Professor Lama had said, that I have to restrict my thoughts, my thought process, my discussion within 1.5 hours, and already I am running short of time because of some traffic problems and that where I was stuck with this kind of a problem. So I don't think it is a justification can be made on this particular topic, because in master degree in our university or different business schools where we used to discuss this particular topic of business ethics and corporate governance, it requires an entire semester, entire 50 marks semester, or a 50 or 100 mark, whatever you can say, is entire paper is there entrusted for business ethics and corporate governance. But you know that here we are discussing for our young birds, young students who are studying in the become semester 4. So they have a part of this business ethics. They actually, it is a two part. One part is the entrepreneurship development, another part is the business ethics. So we have to cut short. We have to cut short the details discussion. And if we are going, if we believe to go for this is the as per the CBCS curriculum, and if we are going for the CCF 2022, that is the new that is the new syllabus being launched by University of Calcutta, as per the directives of the NEP 2020. So here there is an entire paper in sixth semester, sorry, in the eighth semester, is entrusted for business ethics and corporate governance. So this paper is very important paper, and we will discuss in detail in due course of time regarding the business ethics. So without wasting any time, let's go for the ethics. Basic discussion of the ethics. Sorry, there maybe are some kind of a you know adjustment or compatibility problem where I have typed this thing and where I am presenting right now. So there may be some words maybe misaligned. So please excuse me for that particular purpose, because I have worked in another version. Now I'm presenting from another system. So this is the thing. So anyhow, the basic crux of the ethics, as you know, that it had been derived or coined from the or originated from the Greek word ethos. It's all about the moral philosophy in action. So it is a combination of some different type of the concepts that had been evolved over the years to a particular set of communities, a particular set of people, and those particular philosophies, or the doing something wrong or right, or whatever the boundaries or the frontiers that had been that had been accepted by the majority of the people. And as I used to say in my class, that the word ethics is really, if you can say that, there are it is it is a very much relative concept. It actually changes over time, the changes over the caste, creed, based on the time differences, place differences, situational differences, community differences, regional differences. The ethics will have the different connotations. Yes, definitely, you know that in our country, in India, in Bengal itself, once upon a time, the sati pratha, the was totally the accepted in a particular set of the in our community by more than 200 years ago. So more than 250 years, you can call it. It was being well accepted in our country. So you know that this barbaric activities was being challenged by Raja Ram Mohan Roy, and later with the help of the Lord Bentinck, it was being called as an illegal activities. And it had been, and the society had at that particular time had a lot of outrage for for this kind of a statement, this kind of active steps being taken by the British government. But we are not ready to accept that thing. But over the years, we have admitted this particular fact, that what we have done, it is to no more. It is not only unethical but also illegal, barbaric, against the humanity. And you know that another small, but a lot of profound knowledges of this person. You can call it the Pandit Ishwar Vidyasagar. At the particular point of time in Bengal, he had raised his voice against a particular the set of people are doing well. He had actually in favor of the widow marriages. At that particular time, in our society, we believe that this widow marriage is totally unethical, illegal. So over the times, we have the by the procrastination of Vidyasagar, Pandit Ishwar Vidyasagar, we have realized that that there should be a chances for the women to live their second life. So we know that. So that's why that the definition of the ethics, the concept of the ethics, used to be changed over that over the years. And again, in some part of the world, which the activity which is actually being called totally unethical, and you can call it totally ethical in another set of the world. You can call it in particular communities. You know that in the drinking alcohol, or promoting to go for any kind of a betting activities is totally a heinous crime. They used to believe that, that even the cricketers, they are they have made themselves abstain from this particular fact. They will not at any point of time, they will not promote the liquor brands, so they will not promote their or advertise the betting companies. So this is the community. Some of the communities is very okay, it's very fine, and some of the community it is not at all accepted. So the concept of the ethics is really some it is really a relative concepts. It used to be changed over the play over times, over sects, over communities. It is actually evolved. It is evolved over the times, and it is very much dynamic in nature. So you can call it ethics is especially a set of standards, codes, or value system actually worked out from the human resource, human reasons. Always there is some kind of a causal relationships, or the causative relationships always being there. So so ethics, that obviously another point is that is in some of the cases, some of the activities we may call it totally ethical, but it is totally it can, that there is a difference between the ethics and the law. That's why I'm saying that some of the activities may be called illegal, but whenever you are calling some activities illegal, it bounds to be unethical. But whenever you are calling some activities unethical, it cannot be always be illegal. So that there is some why I'm saying this particular statement. That suppose a female student of your class, she's traveling by bus. She's occupying a ladies seat. Now that it is perfectly okay. Now that she found that an oldish person had right in the bus, and he couldn't find out any seat, and he's just standing in front of a hot seat. Now the thing is that it may be perfectly fine with her. She can occupy her seat and could offer the seat to this old person. But it is not that that anyone in the bus, they will not say that you are doing anything illegal. But the that from the back of her mind, it may come. It is some kind of a qualms of consciousness that may come, and she can believe that what I am doing, it is totally unethical. This particular person, maybe my grandpa or grandma, if I'll do that thing, why should I why if that person will ride in the bus, or should I occupy the seat at that particular moment? I should offer the seat to her, so or offer the seat to him. So it is the that so that's why the unethical and the illegal, the definitions always there is some kind of differences are there. But definitely any illegal activities must be unethical. Any stealing that we're doing cheating or deceiving or stealing or doing something bad or doing something wrong, definitely unethical, and always it is illegal also. So that's why that particular ethical standard must be followed over the years. Over that should be mm, well accepted in a particular community, and it should be agreeable. So that's the basics of the ethics. And that there are certain definition of certain mottos of the ethics. Definitely it is all about to assess a particular human behavior, whether they are doing the activities to a particular whether they are doing for the betterment for a particular society or particular community. What should be their moral standards? That from our childhood days, we used to have an ideas about how to learn civics. How what about in so the students of the Bengali medium, we used to that they used to be taught this particular lessons of Baloshikha. So or Hitopodesh, all those that those all those ideas, all those beliefs, all those things are all about making the moral judgment, all about providing the standards, providing the norms of the human behavior, how they should behave, how they how they whether they are doing this activity, that should be assessed. The some of the some of the there is some kind of a standard or code that should be earmarked, that should be there should be a benchmark, so that we can say yes, what in our school days we used to have these ideas that Gopal Oti Shubod Balok. That is the That is a virtue of the good boys, called Gopal. So you know that those are the virtues. He used to wake up in the early morning. He used to study hard. He used to go to the school on a very when on a punctual manner. He used to provide any all type of the resources, all type of he used to provide everything to the Hello. Actually,
Hello, hello.
sorry, actually there is a power cut, sudden power cut in my area. That's why. Sorry for the interruption. Is my screen visible too, all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Visible.
Okay, okay, thank you. Sorry for this inconveniences because I couldn't do anything. It's a sudden power cut. So anyhow, what I'm saying here again, those are the ideas, those are the beliefs, those are the virtues of the, we used to call it. There is a good boy. Those are the virtues of the good boy, and obviously, those great human being of our time, those who used to admire or adore more much. Swami Vivekananda, Rabindranath Tagore, Mahatma Gandhi, they are all the father of the nation. They have all said that the most important idea is that ethics, you need to it is an it's itself is not an end but the means to the end. You have to, it's not about all the day I have to say about the being ethical, doing something. It is not like this. You have to do in the real life. You have to practice better than preaching. So it is the ideas, and Mahatma Gandhi was very much clear about the fact that economies which is actually hurting any kind of a moral well-being of an individual or nation, that we call as a sinful, that is immoral, that is a sinful. So the true economy should not militate anyone against any kind of activity. So it's all about the good economies, what we used to call it. This bended, it should be based on the sound or moral philosophies. So basically, if you are going for the ethical standards throughout the history, you know that there are certain golden rules we used to follow, treating all those men with fairness, justice. It used to be, those before doing any activities, I need to ask, will it hurt anyone? So you need to be very much you need to know yourself first. Then you need to be very honest about yourself. So when you are believing, that's the integrity and the honesty that should be a most important virtue of any individual. So you need to treat individuals with the end, with the respect, with the dignity. That's the way, that the secretary used to deal with all those the members, all those members of our association, with the dignity, with the respect, with the same amount. You know that when you will do that thing, you will expect definitely, as per the Newton third law, whatever your activities, whatever your actions, the same amount of reaction you will get back. So definitely, it is the common ideas you need to think about. You need to think about twice, not thrice, more and more before doing anything, before hurting anyone, because you need to know that my thought process, my speeches, my activities, my body languages, if it will hurt anyone, definitely it is not. I will have worst nightmare in my life, because you know that by hurting anyone, by demeaning anyone, you can't be you can't be called as a great human being. That is the idea of the ethics. So that's why the ethics being followed everywhere, be it medical science, be it chartered accountancy professions, in our accounting professions, be it any kind of social sciences, engineering science field, everywhere ethics is a must taught subject, and it is a lot of emphasis is given on the new education policy to introduce ethics in each and every level, the value ethics, the value system. So we need to inculcate our oriental philosophy, our value system, the way we need to, that we are deviating, the day by day we are deviating from the our oriental value systems. We are not as at all, we believe that by demeaning someone's, by showing disrespect to someone's, I will be a great person. Where I have a power, I can show anything to, I can tell anything to anyone else. This is a very bad statement. This is a very bad thing. At the end of the day, definitely the history will repeat itself. There is a word called karma. Definitely, there will be a payback time. So if we have that particular mindset, at any point of time, will not do anything bad in our activities or in our behaviors. So this is the ethical standards towards the history. And before that is a common thing, anyone can do it. It is some ethical test. Definitely you need to you need to do it by at any point of time, to 365 days, 24 into 7. Every behavior with your younger ones, behavior with your elder ones, behavior with your teachers, behavior with your friends, whatever you will do, those are the things, the test of common sense. So whether my activities, it makes any sense to, it actually makes any sense. And also test one's best self, whether I am doing it is any activities I am taking, it is compatible with my concept of for myself. But maybe if I can satisfy with any activity, then I can do it. If I am not satisfied with any activities, if I will find that at the end of the day my activities are not giving me the perfect satisfaction, only I am earning money and I'm not doing anything else, that will not give me the ultimate satisfaction. So that's why that the great industrialist Ratan Tata nowadays, he is doing activities for a lot of the philanthropic the philanthropic one. He's doing the he is investing in the startups to the for those startups of those younger persons who are doing something for the elder ones. So these NGOs, these voluntary activities, they are doing it. At the end of the day, they have found that I have earned enough money, but it doesn't give me the satisfaction. So it can also very important too. So you need to know your best self, and obviously, and whenever you need to say something in the public, or you need to discuss in the public, or you need to take some kind of decisions, or you need to do something, you need to express something. Definitely, you need to ask three times, four times, and not the five times. Might be much more, much more and more trials you need to do, unless and until you are being satisfied. So another one is test of ventilation. Do not isolate yourself with your dilemma. I have a something, I am some aura, I do believe something, I am putting in the pinnacle of some tower of iron, those iron is just like a bubble, it can burst anytime. And ultimately you are making yourself isolated, and the entire environment, into society, will make you yourself isolated. So this is the thing, test of ventilation. Do not isolate yourself with your dogma, with your dilemma. You need to ask the question to someone else. You need to always be ready for the help for others. You know that I'm very much free to know, to learn from my younger generations. I am not capable to learn each and everything. I that there are some problems I'm facing, doing some kind of a analysis or testing or something. I'm free to take any help from my younger people. So the things is that the thing is that if you are putting it in your own mind, it will create it. Any kind of a solution, you will not get it. So you need to ask the question from others. You know, take the help from others. Then uh, definitely you will get your, the ultimate solution. So just putting in your egos, it will not create any kind of betterment for anyone else. And obviously the test of purified ideas, that is the very important things. The purification, the ideas, the idea, whether whenever you are discussing the whether any if you are giving any knowledges, if you are sharing some ideas or sharing some thought process with someone else, be righteous, be justified, be being justified, be always being positive, create some positive vibes. Otherwise, you know that that will create a some if you are creating by your activities some negative vibes, some fearness, demoralizing someone, that will definitely not serve at all. So this is another ethical important ideas of the ethical test. We need to know. Am I audible, or is there any break? Please let me know. Then I can shift it.
No, sir. No, sir. Continue, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So now those are actually from the Sanskrit script. Some of the important thing I would like to say. I would like to believe in my life. I don't know. I think that I don't know whether how much percentage I've achieved. If I want to go for self-realization, maybe the 1%, maybe the 0.1% I have not achieved. But it is the moral, the ultimate, if you want to be successful in your life, in any position, in anything, any activities, those are the important 6 steps as per our Oriental philosophy. Tattvamasi, self-confidence for individual. So you know that I can do each and everything. I can do everything. This is the self-confidence. That is the most important thing. Self-confidence is the most important. If you believe that I can't do anything, then you will be nowhere. I can tell you a story of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda, once upon a time, during his pilgrimage to all over the when he was traveling by foot across the world from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, at one point of time, a lot of the sadhus are going along with him, from one mountain to another mountain. They are crossing. You know that one point of time, in this particular group, an older sadhu, he is not in a position to move anyone, move further. He had said, I have achieved, I have reached too much. I have entire day I have walked. It is not possible for me to walk anymore. And they have, so other group of members said, you have to wake up, you have to give your 100%, not 200%. We have to cross this mountain, because if it is just the dawn, you know that it is just the evening, it is going on. If we can't cross it by 1 hour, by half an hour, then there will be a total darkness, and there is Amavasya is going on, total darkness will be there, and any wild animal can come, and you will be the prey of the wild animal. So you have to work, you have to work hard, you have to just cross this mountain. Sadhu said, I can't walk anymore, I am done. So other group members said, okay, fine, let him stay. We have to cross, because we have to protect our own lives. Swami Vivekananda said, okay, you can go. I am there with the sadhu. He had said, Baba, old man, he is an old man. He said, he actually uttered this word, Baba, you have just wake up, just for a 1 second, wake up, and just see in the backside. You have say you can see that you can see that this 100 miles you have walked during the day by your own feet. Is it not possible for you to cross another 1 mile, or it is another 10 kilometers? Can't you do it? Can't you do this thing? I am there. I am there with you. I can help you. This this particular word actually acts like a magic for this old person, old sadhu. Yes, said, yes, I can do it. I have done. I have crossed those feet by my own feet, and I also can cross another 10 kilometers by my own feet. I can do it. And he had, you know that he just walked energetically, and he had crossed other group members. That is the thing, that is the amount of the self confidence. We have to inculcate this self confidence. Tattvamasi, you know that by I can just illuminate all kind of a darkness in my mind by myself. Second one is that the mission. What is your mission? Atmana Mokshartam Jagatitayache. I can create the, I can do all the benefits, all the the benefits for the entire the world by my activities. When I can, it is a particular word, it is the emblem, I can say, you can say that is the emblem of Belur Mott. They used to call it Atmana Mokshartam Jagat Hidachi Jagat. That by creating the benefits for the Jagat, by doing the benefits of the for the society, for the Jagat, I can get my own moksha. So this is the word, that it is the my heavenly board will not come by worshipping in mandir or temple or church, or the mosque. Yeah, I can achieve my the my moksha by serving the others, by serving the jagat. So this is the Atmana Mokshartam Jagatitayacha. Next one is all about the Gyan, Bhakti, Yoga, Karma. There are the four stages, four activities you can achieve the path. Those are the four paths of, as per the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. There are the four paths of, worshipping, or you can call it inculcating the knowledges, doing all those Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga. Those are the four activities. I'm not going into detailed discussions because it will take another 1 hour to discuss all those Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Yoga, Karma Yoga, Raja Yoga. It is as per the philosophies of Vedanta, and also you can have this as the citation was there in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And another point in step 4 that said that together we have to earn, we have to work hard. That is as per the the concept of the Orifeol, the 14 principles of management. He had said, yeah, definitely the team spirit, a spirit the crops. Yagga parapara bhavayante. So we have to work hard. We have to work hard in unison. Together we stand. Whenever we are divided, we will fall. So we have to go for that way. We need to work in a group. We need to have this mindset. This is the association, Kolkata Vidyananga Society for Academic Advancement. We are all working together for the knowledge, inculcation of the knowledge. We are the worshippers of the knowledge. We are going for the advancement of the knowledge. This is the idea. So we have to work in a team. Definitely there is a team leader. There will be a team leader. He will always provide us the motivation, but it is us, who have to give the ultimate momentum to this particular society. Otherwise it's not possible. Next one, yoga karmashu kaushalam, is all about the excellence. Whatever you are doing, that is the concept of the management, total quality management, Six Sigma. That quality circle, all are focused on that particular activities. That I have to give the 100%. We are at any cost or any point of time, we should not deviate from the perfection. Japanese used to believe on this particular philosophy. They will not tolerate any kind of a deviation from the perfections. This is the quality. Ultimate quality can be achieved when you are perfectionist, where you believe that my workplace is a worship. Just like the McGregor's X and Y theory of management. We used to know that in Y theory, people, they believe that workplace is my worship. I used to believe that my each and every activity, even if you are going to those of those big places of maybe in missionaries of charities, or any the what they are doing, or in Belur Math also, all those people, they are staying there, they are giving their 100% attention, devotion, what the activities they have been assigned for. So this is all about the excellence. You have to do your best, whatever the task I have been assigned. So this is the, and ultimately you will achieve your moksha. Your ultimate empowerment will come. Your ultimate, the mission will be fulfilled. At the end of the day, at the age of the 70 or 75 or 80, when you will go, ultimately, as per the word of the Tulsidas, people will say that Jagaroe हम हंसे जाने का time में. So this is the thing. I can achieve. I have achieved something, some feat, that when I am going, that I make my final uh, you know farewell from this world. People will believe that whatever the activities, whatever the contributions I have made, there is a hundred of among, that hundred. It is not a hundred, thousands and millions of the followers are there. I can recall our great Professor A.K. Basu, sir, is just like a father figure for us, all academic fraternity of accounting fraternities of our country. People used to believe he was just a father. He He is no more with us, but the each and every moment we have spent with our sir, Professor Eke Basu, we still cherish, and I will cherish till my last breath. This is the thing. This is the, that sir is no more with us, but sir is there with. Sir is no more with us in physical mode, but sir is definitely with us in all our students. So it is the thing, that a few months back, Professor Amito Vashu also passed away. That each and every person they are having their feelings with. I don't have any of Professor Amito Vashu. I don't have any opportunity to meet sir physically, but I have learned from his books. Professor Amito Vashu, Muhammad Hanif, those persons, that we have learned from their books from our childhood days. The sir is no more with us. Professor S.K. Devnath, Suraj Kumar Devnath, sir is my teacher from my college days. I can remember sir's contribution, the profound contribution of sir in my life. Till my last breath, I will remember the contribution of Professor Suraj Kumar Devnath. Without Professor Suraj Kumar Devnath, I can't be a prof. I can't be in this particular place to deliver lecture to you. So this is the thing, sir. The teachers will stay in the heart of their students. So this is the philosophy. This is the ultimate, and that's why we are all come here for this kind of a discussion. So please, I'm excuse me. I am to some extent I am deviating from my thought process. Please excuse me, Professor Lama. Hello.
Hello, hello.
If I'm deviating from my thought process, please excuse
No, no,
me.
no, 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 no. Continue, sir. Continue. You are
This is
going on the right track.
this is the thing that I'm discussing here. So coming back from the ethics to the business ethics, it is all about the multidimensional field, the set of moral principles, very much important to the company's code of conduct. So we need to have this idea. There are different type of the stakeholders. I will discuss in this when I will discuss the stakeholder mapping, the primary stakeholder, the secondary stakeholders, the social, the non-social. There are a lot of way I can map the stakeholders according to their importance. Yes, maybe it may not be in your curriculum, but it is very important. Business ethics is all about that thing, because it had been believed, even the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, they have given a lot of emphasis on the role of the corporates, because they are the powerhouses, they are the capital resource providers. So if you people, those society, if those companies can't are not doing something for the society, because they are extracting from the society, they are giving it. So these are the, they have to give something back to the society also. So that's, if I want to borrow the word of some great American president Abraham Lincoln, yes, the company is for the people, company is by the people, company is of the people. This for the people, for the customers, by the people, by the workers, and of the people, for the shareholders, for the society. They are getting the sanction from them, they are getting the permission from them. And so this is the most important activity. So you need to know about the business, the tidbits of the business ethics. And obviously there are certain, you can see the bribery, theft, collusion, insider trading. Those are very much overt ethical problems, but there are some covert ethical problems also, that the corporate acquisitions, big powerhouses, they are acquiring the small companies, and they are making themselves, extinct. That is also one type of the covert ethical problems. The marketing policies, that you are branding your products by demeaning your rival brands. That is also another covert ethical problems. It is not openly, unethical issues like the briberies or the theft or insider trading, or any kind of white collar crimes, that can be easily understandable. But in case of the covert ethical problems, you need to understand the crux, the main philosophy behind that. That's why there is antitrust regulations. There is an antitrust regulation. Hello, am I audible? Hello. Yeah. So this is the covert ethical problems that can happen. So this is the issues that can happen. There are two types of the issues, overt and the covert, that can happen in the business ethical issues. And now, regarding the business and ethics, there are some ideas of that. Some people used to believe that, like the great the Milton Friedman, they believe that business should concentrate only on the profit maximization. He's a Nobel laureate economist from US. He believed that, wow, there is ethics had a no role to play. But it is the US who had a lot of, you know, the examples of the corporate scams, white collar crimes like Enron, WorldCom, Adelphia, Tyco, Xerox, a lot of things that happen. So their views of the separatist is a very much not acceptable. Unitarian views, that business is a part of moral structure, moral ethics is almost acceptable across the world. Now it had been believed by the Talcott persons that there should be a integration views that should be an ethical conduct in the ethical mindset in the business conduct. That should be a win-win, so that they can create a win-win situation for all. So integrated approaches is very much important. So that's why the SVCs nowadays, the stakeholder value, the shared value creations for the not only for the shareholders but also for the every stakeholders. It is the ultimate ideas. That's why the Securities and Exchange Board of India, they have made it mandatory for the big companies to go for the BRSR. So this is business, the responsibility and sustainability reporting practices. You need to know, you need to make people aware what the measures you have taken. So this is the idea, that is the most important idea. So it is not about my responsibility only to focus on that idea, but also to go beyond that. So basically, if you can see the stages of ethical consideration, it starts from law of jungle. You know that it is all about the survival of the fittest. If I am the superior one, I can rule anyone in the world. This is not a very important. There is a, across the world there are a lot of antitrust regulation, monopolistic, restrictive trade practices act, MRTP act. Once upon a time it was there in India, which was replaced by the Competition Act. It is all about, you need to reduce the monopoly. Monopoly always will always lead towards the exploitation of the customer. So you have to focus on that. Law of jungle is not at all acceptable, and anything for profit is also, I want to survive. I can do anything at any cost. I need to make a profit, and this my profit maximization for in short run or the long run is, that for survival I need the profit, but it should not be my ultimate, the moksha, ultimate mission. So whenever that's why we have deviated from that, the stakeholder concept. We have deviated to a further one. Stakeholder, I have already discussed to you the stakeholder concept. Stakeholder means all the parties who are directly and indirectly related with your organizations, and we are moving from that to the higher level, corporate citizenship. I will discuss the corporate citizenship in due course of time. You need to go for, certain CSR practices, certain SVCs in your activities, your sustainability reporting practices that will unfold whatever the activities you have taken for that particular purpose. And why business ethics in management programs? I can quote it from the big fellow, and you can call it the father figure in business ethics and corporate governance movement in our country, in India. It is Professor Shitangshu Chakraborty. He was from IIM Kolkata, Indian Institute of Management, Kolkata. I think if you have any chance to visit IIM Joka, you can find out the Human Excellence Center, the Center for Human Values. It is just like, just like a resemblance of Golpak Ramakrishna Mission. The top floor of the Golpak Ramakrishna Mission, the meditation center, you can have that feeling, just like, that you are the Center for Human Values. It was all brainchild of Professor Shitangshu Chakraborty, and he had actually pioneered the business ethics in the ethics concept. He had mentioned it several times. He has actually lamented that the stupendously successful I am Joka's students who have been placed in the different part of the world, and he had mentioned in his books that those persons who are earning in 7 digits or 8 digits, they are reluctant to repay their educational loan to the banks. He had said how much ethical they are. This is the thing. You can say that that's why he had said ethics must be in there in the management programs. People are earning in 7 digits, and a few amount of educational loan they are reluctant to pay off. Why? Why you are doing that thing? You are and you are earning you are earning you were just earned by the amount of the monies that had been actually indirectly you are getting the cross subsidizations. You are studying University of Calcutta by paying a meager amount of fees, and you are studying in the government aided colleges. You are paying a meager amount of fees, and you are just getting the cross subsidizations. The amount of the taxes that had been paid, collected from direct or indirect taxes, different sources from those the farmers, from the rickshaw pullers, all the common mans. They have given you the money for your betterment, your careers, and what you are doing, you are going abroad. Fine, you can go abroad, but the amount of my educational loan you have taken, just repay it, so that the banks must not become sick. So this is the idea of the CCO. This is the in his book, Srilankshi Chakraborty had mentioned. This is a very, very unfortunate events that is happening. The people are not repaying the loans, their educational loans. So that's why he had said ethics that should be a important thing. That you can see this. I have a chance to have a chance to listen from Professor Shitangshu Chakraborty directly in one of the seminar in the Goenka College. He had came and he had delivered his lecture. He was a he had mentioned. Yeah, he had started this particular ethics paper, business ethics papers in the management curriculum, and later all those prestigious management school from XLRI to JVIMBS, MDI, they have all introduced the business ethics as an important curriculum in their activities, in their MBA programs. Now, the ethical theories. Am I audible? Okay, okay, fine. A screen is visible, na? The screen is visible. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. So coming back to the different ethical theories, okay, the theory there is a one chapter is assigned for your semester four business ethics and business ethics paper that is called the different type of the theories of ethics. So this is basically I will not take too much time here because again I'm telling you it will take a lot of discussion here. A lot of things must be discussed here. Meta ethics means basically it is the genesis of the ethics. Entire gamut of the ethics is being connected in the meta ethics, as the word is called, like metaphysical, meta psychological, linguistic issues. Those are all connected with the meta ethics. So meta ethics is the basically the crux of it, the genesis of the ethics. So this is basically uh, the first the theories of the ethics. The second one is the normative ethics. Ethics actually the ethical practices, ethical policies are becoming a norms over the years. How it will be designed, what will be their what type of the things you need to follow, what are the things it is not acceptable for the society. It is all discussed in normative ethics. And finally is the applied ethics. Applied ethics, you can call it the medical ethics, the business ethics. Those are all the applied ethics in the applied field. So this is the doctors have to take the medical oath, the Hippocratic oath. They have to mention, they have to take the oath in the name of the great philosophers. So they have, sorry, there's the great philosopher Socrates. We have you can call the philosopher as the and the and the doctors, the great doctors from the Greek. This Socrates, in the name of the Socrates, they had to take the oath. So this is the medical. So at any point of time, even in the war field, if a person from the opposite, from the rivals, they are having a problems, and they are asking from the help from the doctors, who is actually supposed to be in the another side. They will provide them the support, because as per the medical oath, medical ethics, anyone who is asking for help from you, you have to provide them the help. You have to provide them the medical assistance. So this is the applied ethics basically. And as I've already told you, there are the different metaphysical, psychological, and the linguistic issues. All those are part of the origin of ethical concepts. Normative ethics is a branch of ethics which actually guide the human behavior. I've already told you what you should do's and don'ts of ethics, what is right and wrong. All things will be discussed in the normative ethics. And there are certain classification of the normative ethics. Our first one is the teleological ethical theories. Teleological is from the Greek word telos means telos, and logos means almost the same. That means the cause, why you are taking these things, what are the reasons behind it, what are your mottos behind any activity. So these are basically it is a causal effect. Teleological ethical theories. Deontological ethical theory is again origin from the Greek word denos. Denos means your duties. What is your duty? What should be your duty? So that is the deontological ethical theories. And third one is the virtue ethics. The different type of the important, the virtues. The what are the the characteristics that I will assign, that those are the good, those are the bad. So those are the actually from the a particular individual or the human perspective one, virtue ethics. So, as I have told you, that teleological ethical theories, telos and logos, it means the purpose, consequences, or the goals. So, basically, it was also called as the consequential ethical theories. And there are three classifications of the teleological ethical theories. For one is called the egoism. Egoism is all my activities is all actually have a positive consequences only for the favorable consequences for myself. That is the egoism. Utilitarianism means it will provide the favorable activities, favorable consequences to each and everyone. So it is a utilitarianism. And altruism means I'm not caring for myself, I'm caring for others. So I'm not, that doesn't make any sense that I will in my activities I will do harm for myself. It is not the case. Altruism means I want to take these activities for the betterment of others rather than thinking about myself. So your orientation is for the others. Egoism orientation is myself, your own self. Utilitarianism, ego benefit for everyone, including myself. Altruism is actually for other self. So these are the three activities about the three important classifications of the egoism. You can call it now. We can have the subheading of those. Egoism may be a psychological egoism. Psychological egoism means suppose a person is that he's smoking. He believed that by smoking I will get some kind of a mental satisfaction, my anxiety will be reduced. That is their psychological thought process. But you know that physiologically it is very bad. But but they believe that it is I am having a too much anxiety, I need to go for some, I need to go for drinking. That is the psychological egoism. That is definitely you are getting a mental satisfaction about yourself. Normative egoism means that is a thing that I need to work. I need to wake up in early morning. I have to do these things. I have to work hard. Then I can be successful. There is a normative egoism. Everyone had followed that thing and they have get the success in their life. I have to follow this same path. This is the normative egoism. Ethical egoism, I am following this particular philosophy because I believe that it is as per my ethics. Whatever may happen, I will not deviate from my truthfulness, my honesty, my sincerity. Even I have to cost my own job. That is ethical egoism. Then you know that you are always thinking about yourself and your ethics. That's why you know that in the Kurukshetra, the Yudhishthira uttered this word, Ashwattama Hato iti gojo. But he had said, I will not say the lie. My ethics will say, even I will lost in the battle. He had lost the battle, he had lost in the, you know, in the chess, in the Pasha, in Pasha Kala, he had lost everything. But he had said, he can say that it is just like a game. I will not follow this rule. But he had said, since I have lost in the game, I will leave each and every element. So this is the ethics. That's why, based on your ethics, you are following that issue. Rational egoism, you are following that thing because you believe that it is the rational thing to follow this way on that way. Conditional means I follow that thing because it will provide me if I have to study, because then I will get the good result I can establish in my life. That is the conditional egoism. Next one is the utilitarianism that I have already said. It now you are doing for a benefit for each and everyone, like our society, the Kolkata Vidyanagar Society for Academic Advancement. We are doing benefit for each and everyone. So this is the positive utilitarianism. Everyone being benefited, all the students, all those members, all those people, even the others also, who are listening in the YouTube these particular lectures, they are also getting their benefit. It's a positive utilitarianism. Everyone being benefited. It's a win-win situation for everyone. Negative utilitarianism, now the thing is that when you will do something, some activities always will not give you the positive. For someone there may be a something negative, but you know that for the betterment you have to forget about that thing. Say for example, east west metro project, when it was started in Kolkata, in Howrah Maidan. I know that there are a lot of small shops in the Howrah Maidan, because it's my workplace. They had to leave their shops because of those, that the platforms and other things. They had to do all those metro work. They had to those shops had to be shifted from for somewhere else, and they are not getting their benefit. But for the betterment of all, of millions of the people, this small sacrifice can be acceptable. Now the sentient utilitarianism, that people are always thinking about myself, only people. But this world is this earth is also for the uh, those animals, those trees, those. Why I should cut down the trees, why I should create endanger those species. Why I'm just I mean yeah, create some kind of a, the mindset that I'll do only the betterment for the human being. This world is also for the non-human being. So you have to, this sentient utilitarianism is for the betterment of for each and everyone. Now the average and total, you can call it, we can discuss in unison. It can the one, when east west metro will be created, will be run in the full swing, but maybe by this puja or maybe after this puja, then you know that every a lot of persons in the Howrah and Kolkata areas, the businessmen and others, the students, all the office goers, they're all being benefited. So this is the total, that if you want to count one by one all those utils, there is a unit measurement for the utilitarianism. Utility is called the utils. If you add all those utils, you'll get the total utilitarianism. Now divide by the number of the people, you will get the average. Now the next one, the motive. What is your activity? What is your why the government had started this metro project? Definitely had some motive. This is a motive of creating the benefit for each and everyone. Motive utilitarianism. And rule, act, and two level will go. I'll discuss in unison. You know that this traffic signal, when there is a red, we have to stop. When there is a the green, we have to go, we have to move forward. When there is yellow, we have to very alert. So there is a thing why we are doing that thing, because we need to make all those the people should be regularized. There should not be any kind of a accident. There should not be any kind of unoccurred incident can happen. Everyone will get a chance to move. So those are the thing. Rules are there. But you know that when there is a patient in ambulance, you can't follow this rule. You can't wait for you can't wait for the green signal. Otherwise the patient can die. So you have to act. The act you have to this you have to act accordingly. That time in the two level utilitarianism, the rule utilitarianism will be overruled by the act. So this is so that's why ambulance can break the signals, ambulance can go, the green corridors can be done for those patients. So you can do that thing. So utilitarianism, because it is for the benefit of that person, so it can be so to some extent can be compromised. Now this the third one is altruism. Is my screen visible? Hello, hello. Yeah, thank you, because I have to, I'm some I can't see it from the YouTube, right? So I'm not so sometimes I need to get confirmation from you. Thank you. So the third one is the altruism. Altruism, as I have told you, it is the benefit for, that your activities is creating benefit for everyone, and you're not thinking about yourself as much. Your prime motto is about for others. The first one is the nepotism altruism. You know that there's a best example is your parents, is our parents. Our parents are giving their best, that for ourselves. They are giving their best for their children, and they are not caring for them. They can have their problems. They are happy. They're ready to accept any kind of adversity for the betterment or the better future of their children. This is the nepotism altruism. But you will not expect the same thing for other children, the other people that will come from your parents. Parents will care for their offspring, their children, their own children. That is the nepotism. That's why it is called the nepotism altruism. Reciprocal altruism, it is called the mutualism. As you know that you are doing your 100%, maybe the 200% for your friends. Whenever he had faced any kind of difficulties, you are there to help your friends. And now the thing is that when you are on the other hand, if you are it is a normal conclusion that when you are in the problem, your friend will be there to help you. But if your friend will not help you at your problem, and your friend will leave you, just like the old the story of Hitopodesh, you know that the friend will leave you when they will see the bear, then definitely you will not, at the end of the day, you will not have a very good relationship with your friend that actually climbed the tree without thinking about yourself. So this is the reciprocal altruism or mutualism. And third one is the group based altruism or the group altruism, because it can happen that I am doing the that for I can find that Professor Lama used to share a lot of the Google form links and others whenever of anyone in our society. They are doing some activities, they are doing some research work, they need some primary data. He is actually sharing the Google form and telling everyone to fill up the Google form. So this is the group, that all the group members are doing their best for for helping the group. A member of the group who is actually asking for their support for filling up this question. And this is a group based altruism or the group altruism. So this is you might not expect that any Tom, Dick, and Harry from other group, they will ask you to fill up the Google form. You are ready to do it. You are not, you may be skeptical, but here you know that it is my friend, or this is a member of this particular group. And this particular link is shared by Professor Lama, our secretary. So I should fill up this form. So it's a group-based altruism. And the moral altruism, that again, for your it is a highest thought. Anything I can anything can be compromised for truthfulness, and I'll not compromise truthfulness for anything. So these are the old sayings. The সত্যের জন্য সবকিছু করা সম্ভব, ত্যাগ করা সম্ভব, কিন্তু কোনো কিছুর জন্য সত্যকে ত্যাগ করা যায় না। সেই যে কথাটা স্বামী বিবেকানন্দ বলেছিলেন। So this is the idea, the moral altruism. I will not deviate from my truthfulness. I will not deviate from my integrity. I will not deviate from the honesty, whatever may happen. I will do betterment for each and everyone, because this is my highest moral philosophy, is that I have to do for each and everyone without caring for my benefit or my personal benefit. So this is the moral altruism. You are just focusing your high standards or high moral feelings that you have to put for yourself. So this is the equation that can be that I can show it from the teleological evolution theories that was proposed by Hunt and Whittle. You know that you can design this particular equation. This particular equation will show you all possible sets of the stakeholders starting from 1 to 3 dot 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 to n. All the importance of the stakeholder will be shown in the IW 1 to n. Positive consequences created to this particular this particular exercise. Say for example, East West Metro. Whatever the positive consequences which will happen to this particular businessman, what is the probability of happening these positive consequences? It will be multiplied minus what is your negative consequences, that is you will lose your businesses. That is also the probability of the you have to multiply it probability p neg. Then you can have this particular set for the first set of the stakeholders. This way you can have the consequence for the second stakeholders, second set of third, and so on and so forth. So this is the Hunt-Whittle model of the teleological evaluations. Next, there is a deontological ethical theories. It's derived from the Greek word deno. That means duty and obligations that I have already told you. In our life, we have a lot of obligations. The obligations are duties for my parents, duties for my society, duties for my institutions, duties for the duty for my group, duty for this nation. So you have all those things. You need to have all those the negative right theories, the positive right theories, the social contract theories. Because paucity of time, I'm not discussing those points, and I don't think that it is a part of your syllabus. So there is a different rights of the individual. That's all that has been in the different theoretical context they have mentioned this particular activities. The next is the virtue ethics. It is all about, it is action based. I have already told you. Next, your attitudes, the good attitudes, the actions, that will be called favorable, that will be called important, that will create a positive mindset. Is all about the virtue ethics. Now, the major elements of social contract theory, there are things that they are hyper norms, the macro social contract and the micro social contract. I don't think the social contract theory is a part of your syllabus. I'm just skipping those slides. But anyhow, I can give you those are the basic human rights, the rights of freedom, right of educations, physical security, political participation, to roti kapra mokan, what we used to call it. Those are the hyper norms. Used to be have this one, and those are the other activities. So basically, from that, I'm moving towards the more, you know, important part of the business ethics is the corporate code of ethics. Each and every organization, all Fortune 500 companies, everywhere, you have their vision, mission statement, and you know that. I think all of you, it's very clear to you what is the mission statement, what is the vision statement, what is the difference between mission and vision, what is one is the long run, one is actually short run in nature. You know it very well. The value system is a shared value creation. That is the most important. This is a culture that had been followed. You know that Tata used to be called as the industrialist. They are not the Ambanis, they are the businessmen. It is a common quotation. Tata, once upon a they have mentioned that we are the industrialists. When he had been asked what is the difference in Tata and Ambanis, they have said we are the industrialists, they are the businessmen. So you know it's a value system, shared value system. The culture they have inherited from the great thought of the Jamsetji Tata, when he was motivated too much during his journey from Japan, from the Japan Yokohama city. Swami Vivekananda also visiting this, also traveling through this particular ship, and he had motivated too much to this Jamsetji Tata. He had said, "Why you are coming to Japan for importing the the matchstick? You better to start a matchstick factory in the country itself, in India itself, because it will give a lot of jobs, lot of financial freedom, and India can't achieve the freedom unless and until they are the financially free or financially independent." So this thought process create a lot of motivational forces for Jamsetji Tata when he returned back to India, and he had started this this factory, and he had written a letter to Swami Vivekananda and he invited him to come to Jamsetnagar, to Jamsetpur, to see his factory. But Swami Vivekananda at that particular time he can't move anywhere. He was at the last stages of his life. He can't move. He was having a lot of problems, physical problems. He can't move. But it was the thing, the value system the Tata had, the Tata Cancer Hospital, the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, the Tata Institute of Social Science. So social research institutions. So those are there. Each and everywhere you can have the ideas of the that their views of the Tata. They are. This is a shared value system. Corporate code of ethics everywhere you can have that thing. So whenever you will design the code of ethics for your customers, for your employees, for your the society, to show the society what you are for, you need to mention the clarity. There should be commitment, quality policy, customer care. Definitely the internal system should be quality oriented. Communication system should be clear, transparent enough. Your human resource policy should be unbiased. Your training system, your deployment system should be unbiased. So those are the thought process of the you know of um, actually of designing a good corporate code of ethics. uh, Professor Lama, or anyone from the organizer, can you say me how, how much time I left? I will. No, no, at any cost. You know that there is a the streaming things and is there. Okay, okay, fine. So let me allow for another 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes to finish up my discussion. Ah, okay. Okay, fine. Thank you. So now I'm discussing one of the most important stages of moral development, the process of moral level from the childhood days to the adolescent period to the the ultimate adulthood. The different stages of moral development, it was said by the Kohlberg, Eric Kohlberg, and Eric Kohlberg had made a study based on this particular case study. Anyone can see this case study. So is the case study of the Haynes. Mr. Haynes, he has a his wife is having a lot of problems. She's suffering from cancer. She needs a drug. This drug can be obtained from a particular druggist who has a monopoly businesses, and he's actually charging exorbitant prices because he's the only one person from whom you can procure the drug for treatment of his wife, and he's charging 10 times higher. It is his business policy, you can call it. Haynes didn't have the fund. He had actually went for the crowdfunding. He's asking the help from his relatives, his friends, and got somehow $1,000. And $1,000 is not at all sufficient because it is a half of the $2,000. You know that he had actually went to the pharmacist, the druggist. He had literally begged him, I have only $1,000. I need the medicine for my wife. Please allow me. Please give me. I will repay you back once. You know that right now I have only the 50% money. Please give it. But you know that the pharmacist rudely had said, I am not here doing to. I am not here to, doing the philanthropic businesses. I am here to do the business. If you have the money, take the drug or just go away. And he was so much that in a lost positions. He was so desperate. He had to help his wife. He needs the drug, and he ultimately actually uh, broke this particular shops. He had went for the burglary and ultimately stole the drug from the shop. He actually and ultimately he have been convicted. And there is a question here asked to the boys, different set of groups of the boys and girls, whether this person he had broke this house, we broke this shop, lifted this medicine, whether he did the right or wrong. This is the question he had asked Eric Kohlberg, and he got some answers from the group of the people. So he came to get this kind of three stages of the moral development. It can be subdivided into two different sub stages. So it can be called basically the six stages. Stage one is called the pre-conventional. Initially, in the childhood days, we used to follow the obedience and punishment orientation. The people had said, our elders had said, we have to do this thing, otherwise I will be punished. How can I avoid the punishment? So my motto is that. So I'll say, no, here did those boys who had said, hey, Mr. Haynes did the wrong thing. They are in favor of they are basically, those boys are basically in the pre-conventional mode, obedience and punishment orientation. So he had said, no, it had been told by them, it had been told to by the elders that stealing is a very bad thing. It is a heinous crime. You can't do that thing. So you should not, you should refrain from stealing. Is the answer. Mr. Haynes should not, Mr. Haynes did a wrong thing. So they have mentioned that. The stage one in the substage says two, when you are to some extent it is to the to a further level of development. You will ask the question, if I will do that thing, what the benefit I will get, what is the reward for that thing. That's why the in our childhood days, our father or our mother, they used to tell us, that if you will do this thing, if you will study hard, you will get a good, if you will come with a very good result, I will give you a new cycle, brand new cycle. I will give you a brand new the football kit. So this is the some of the for getting this the reward, I want to give my best. So this is the second stages of moral development. Next is the stage two, is a more conventional. Now I am going to the adolescent period. No, now I know that this is an interpersonal accord and conformity. It has a good boy syndrome, bad boy syndrome. It is a good girl, nice girl, good boy, nice girl syndrome. Those are the things we need to follow. So we knew that we can't say speak lie. We should not speak the bad words. We should follow the manners. So those are the things, social norms. So it had been said, Mr. Hinge, he had to do this thing because he had no other alternatives. He had to do these things because he had to uh, do something for his wife. So that's why it's absolutely fine. Now the next one, authority and social order orientation, law and order, the morality. Know that if you'll do that thing, if you'll do this bad thing, you will be behind the bar. So you have reached your adolescent period. Now you have reached your adulthood. Now you have to follow this thing. If I'm over speeding, I will be my license will be cancelled. My license will be confiscated. So you know it very well. This is the way. So so you need to follow in such a law and order, the morality. So next one, the stage 3. Now we are in the adulthood. Social contact orientation, the justice and spirit of the law, and the universal ethical principles. Now I am in a position to ask the question. Sometimes the ideas that had been followed over the years might not be for the betterment of the society. We need to challenge this thing. We need to think about we need to go into discussion with the different societal stakeholders, whether this is a good thing or bad, whether it is the spirit of the law, it should be changed or it should be followed in toto, whether the justice can be, sometimes it has been a justice delayed, justice delayed is the justice denied. So whether justice should be fast tracked, whether justice, what I am getting it, whether it is acceptable or not acceptable. So always you have this kind of a dichotomous situations. You are having a mental, the dilemmas. So you can have you are asking the questions, and that you will learn by different about the interactions with the different societal uh, you know uh, the players, their societal parties, and ultimately universal ethical principles will emerge. And it, as I have told you in the very beginning, the subject ethics is a relative concept. It is to be changed, or it had bound to be changed over time, over place, over situation, over communities, the caste. It will happen. This is a common thing. As I've told you, the stakeholder mapping in a very small way, I've shown you. This is a stakeholder mapping. Uh, uh, am I audible? Hello? Okay. The stakeholder mapping is basically the two part. One is the internal stakeholders, another is the external stakeholders. You need to say about definitely your employees, your managers, your owners, your important parties, and obviously external parties. They are equal importance. They are having equal importance. You can't say the external stakeholders are less important. You need to go for the stakeholder mapping based on the importance also. This is not, I'm not discussing here. I'm just showing you our rudimentary stakeholder mapping process. And the ethical dilemma that I have already told you, but very important issues in your in your syllabus also. It is a paradox that will come when you are having a two or more options. So should I do this thing or should I refrain from do that thing? So you know that it had been said by the Paul Sartre, in one of the best, the philosopher. He had said, that a person had a problem in a mental dilemma, in an ethical dilemma. You know that his nation is asking. You know that you can have a thousands of example in the different films of the Bollywood and Hollywood also. You know, during the emergency period, the nation is asking the support from the younger people, and they knew it very well. If I am going to the war field, there is no chance that I may survive, or I can survive, or may survive or might not survive. But what will happen to my ailing mother? He already lost uh, my says, for example, my brother and my father being lost in the war field. If I'll having the same consequences, what will happen to my mom? Who will take care of my mom? So this is the dichotomous, whether your national duty or duty for your mother, which is important. This is a main ethical dilemma you will having. So this is two things are very good, and national duty is very important. Your duty to your mother is also important, but which duty you should perform right now, whether you should go for a national duty or you should restrict yourself for for your mother duty, for your mother's treatment or mother's caring. So that is the most important. That sometimes we have having this kind of a problem. What is that? Two right situation, one right, one false, two false situations, and a lot of things can happen. So there are a lot of truth or loyalty, short term or long term, individual versus community, justice versus mercy. A lot of cases I can I can discuss, but again I'm telling you, I should restrict this to some extent. Whether, but there is a thing that where I should stop. I should also know that thing. So dilemma resolution process, there are a lot of way I can do. There is basically those are the structure I need to follow. Basically, each and everyone in your life, you may have this dilemma. Everyone may have a dilemma of different types, different forms. You need to now establish your facts. What is your legal obligations? What are the interested parties, participants involved? Here in the case, your nation and your mother. Determine ethical values of each participant. What importance? What I should do? Should be my primary duty? Now consider normative ethical theories. As an aid, I have already told you, normative ethics is all about the consequential ethical theories. An option that you should know what actually ethically sound, and you need to also know what is a positive, possible negative and positive, negative, and positive outcomes for each and every possible option. Now then you can have the idea about refuting the paradox, and you can go for your value theory, and you have to find alternative solutions, the amicable solutions. Yes, you have to, if you think that your national duty is more important, that to then you can say your mother, you can convince your mother, I have to do this thing, and you can go in such a way, and you can with your you can arrange some for your medical treatment, for taking care of all those things. You can arrange your friends, your other relatives, so that they can take care of your mother, and you can go for the national duty, obviously by taking the permission for your mother. So you can go for in such a way. So you have to find out the alternative solutions, or you can say in the other way, I will not go to the field, but I will provide all type of the support, all type of the technical support or other things I will provide. I will not directly go to the field, but I will be there in the back office to provide all type of the support, so that I will not be exposed for death. So that you can go for this kind of amicable solution. You can find it. You can find out, so that there should be a win-win situation. That at the end of the day, you should not have the mental blockages that I can say you have a problem. So now we're moving to the most important part of your discussion as well, CSR, corporate social responsibility. There are thousands of definitions are there. As I have already told you, CSR is not a just like a the fashion, or just like a recommendatory things. Nowadays it is a moral obligations. It is not only moral obligations, but by virtue of the Companies Act 2013 section 135, each and every company, to a particular designated company, they have to earmark 2% of their profit should be earmarked for the activities that had been mentioned in the Schedule 7 of the Companies Act 2013. So that it is as far as the important idea of the Carroll CSR pyramid. It was said by the Archie Carroll. She had said there are the four different responsibilities, starting from economic responsibility, primary responsibility, as per the Elkington's triple bottom line, triple P, planet, people, and profit. The first one is the profit. I need to think about, yes, I need to survive first, then I think and think for others. Then next one, the legal responsibility. As a law abiding citizen, I need to always honor the law. I need to respect the law. Third one is the ethical responsibility. You need to be very ethical in your approaches, doing the right thing, do the moral things, do the just, that do things in the fair way, transparent way. And the last, the most important, is the philanthropic responsibilities. Be a good sort of corporate citizen. Doesn't make any sense. I should start from below and I will go to the top. When I'll go to the top, by fourth, the level one is not so important. Not like this. It can, all the four levels can be can be observed, can be followed by a particular organization in a simultaneous way. I have mentioned the Tata organizations. There are a lot of organizations in the world also, like in Infosys also. They're doing the same way. The Murthy Foundation, they are focused on these particular activities. You know that. So you can be a good corporate citizen. A good corporate citizen, you are delivering to the community. You are improving the quality of life. So this is the ultimate objective of the Carroll CSR pyramid. And I have already mentioned, I should not discuss that point on the CSR and the Indian corporation on corporates. What about the section 135 of the Companies Act 2013, and as per the CSR policy rule 2014, it will be read in such a way, and there should be a CSR committee, board committees meant for that. And this is the most important concept of it is a far above of the CSR. CSR is a more reactive concept, and it is a more proactive shared value creation. This point I have already discussed a few minutes back. The SVC shared value creation is doing something for the society. It is a culture. It becomes simultaneously with your mindset. It is not a socially relevant and beneficial to wide range of the stakeholders. So it is that we are benefiting. It is a culture. It is a common thing, a common value stream, that we are doing benefit for each and every activities, each and every one. It is a common platform where we are doing for society as well as for the shareholders. And that's why, taking into consideration SEBI, as I've told you, the business responsibility and sustainability report, BRSR, had been started for the top 1,000 company based on the market capitalizations, and it had been mandatory from the last financial year 2022-23, and this year also. Now the top 1,000 listed companies, they have to show their BRSR, business responsibility and sustainability report, in each and every year, what they have done for the society. And there is a perfect particular format is there, but it is not the purview of my today's discussion. I'm going for the next one. uh, am I audible? Hello. uh, j-
Yes, sir.
just allow me for a second. uh, I'm just changing it. It might. Yeah. Uh, is my screen visible to you right now? Yeah. I came to the fag end of my discussion. Don't worry that you are not supposed to discuss detail. There is a spelling mistake. Corporate governance. There is a double N is there. It should be corporate governance. And it is a controlling mechanism through which the companies will be directed and controlled for the best interest of all. You have only five. I think the 5 marks are there assigned for this particular small units. If I'm not wrong, maybe the 5 to 10 marks is assigned for this particular unit. So I will not discuss in detail about corporate governance. I know that there are a lot of my students are there, already being connected in this Google Meet. Amirul is there. Amirul, are you here? Amirul, I think he had left. Initially, he was there. Amirul Shordar. So they have being taught in detail in the corporate governance, in ethics and corporate governance in their MCOM classes. Anyhow, hello. Yeah, that basically corporate governance, as if I go for the definition of Sir Adrian Cadbury, who is called the father of corporate governance, and who is a pioneer of the corporate governance movement. Although this concept of the corporate governance is a very older one, started from Adam Smith, then the Jensen, Meckling, a lot of Eugene Pharma, they have made a lot of studies on that thing. But basically, the nomenclature of corporate governance was first time was coined by Sir Adrian Cadbury when he was being entrusted with the responsibility to show the path of good governances for the listed companies of the London Stock Exchange when the London Stock Exchange got a big crisis from BCCI and Polypec. The fallout in this particular time in 1992, Cadbury report came, and they have defined corporate governance as the system, a controlling mechanism through which companies are directed and controlled for the best interest of the all stakeholders. So this is all about the principles of good governance, the transparency, accountability, fairness, trusteeship, and the disclosure. You whatever you will do, it should be fully transparent. You are accountable primarily to your shareholders, then for the rest of the society. Whatever you will do, it should be fairly. It should be fair. There should not be any unfair means. And it had been believed that the corporate governance is just like a pivot or the follower of the trusteeships, the follower of the they are just like a trustee. The board of directors are just like that trustee of the shareholders' money. So they have to follow this way. And the finally, most important, disclosure practices. Whatever you are doing, you have to clearly mention so that there should not be any kind of any kind of a hide and seek games. So it is all about and there are a lot of emphasis given on the board of directors, and especially the outside directors or the independent directors. It had been said a lot of the board committees and the different issues being discussed here. Corporate the board committees. I'll discuss. As per the SEBI order, listing and listing obligation under the disclosure requirement of the SEBI, which was actually if we go to the history of the Indian corporate governance, it has started from the CII Desirable Code of Good Governances during 1994 by Rahul Bajaj. Thereafter, after the Harshad Mehta scam, Securities and Exchange Board of India, they have decided to set up a committee under the chairmanship of the Kumar Mangalam Birla Committee, Kumar Mangalam Birla, and they have in the 1999 this committee was framed. And ultimately in 2001, the committee came into the recommendations of clause 49 of listing regulations, which is is called as a Bible, Gita, or Quran Sharif of corporate governance movements of our country. So it is a basically thereafter a lot of committees, Naresh Chandra Committee, and JJ Irani Committee, Narayan Murthy Committee. And even in the recently held Uday Kotak Committee in 2017, they have made a lot of discussion of the good governances in Indian context. In the world, there are a lot of good governances committees: Cadbury Committee, Greenbody Committee, Sarbanes-Oxley Act, SOX Act 2001. It actually came into force soon after the fallout of Enron and WorldCom in US. There are a lot of Hicks report, Smith report, Walker report, and definitely there are a lot of ideas, and they have all those committees. The single point agenda is that they are focusing on the board of directors. They are independent directors. What should be their role? Whether they will perform their role in a very good manner. They will ask the question. They will devote their quality times. Those are the things. And the different board committees, starting from audit committee, remuneration and nomination committee, stakeholder relationship committee, CSR committee, lot of this responsibility committee. A lot of things have been discussed. But in Indian context, in companies at 2013 that came into effect, and they have said once India had a old Company Act 1956, which can't handle the too much corporate scams happen in Enron, Satyam in Indian context. There are the Sahara episodes, so UB Group cases. So so that's why in government of India had decided to changes this age old Companies Act 1956. They realized the necessity to change it and come with a new genre of companies at 2020, which will give a lot of emphasis on the on the special in the corporate governance activities, their transparency practices, corporate practices, disclosure practices, the roles and responsibility of the directors. A separate schedule 4 is earmarked for the code of conduct for the directors, especially the independent directors or the outside directors. What will be their roles? What will be the different board committees? What will be their performance? What will be their responsibility? How frequently they should meet? How frequently the board should meet? How frequently board committee should meet? There should be a separation of the board of directors and the chairman position. A lot of things being discussed here. As I have already told you, SEBI Loader 2000, it had been changed, it had been amended every year. Basically, those are the best four committees, audit committees. Basic entrusted responsibility to look after the audit activities, to the responsibility affairs, the whistleblowing practices, what will be who will be the auditor, whether there should be a compulsory, when they will be removed, they should always play an important role for for upholding the spirit of the good governances. Yes, audit committee was there also mentioned in Company Act 1956, but it is only audit committee. But a lot of arsenal, a lot of arms and ammunitions, the powers have been given, empowerment given in the audit committee in Company Act 2013. And there is a nomination remuneration committee, remuneration for the directors, who will be the next nominee, next director, executive or non-executive or independent directors, what will be the remuneration structure, and if there is some kind of a grievances from the shareholders or any person, you are not getting the dividend, you are not getting the warrant, stakeholder relationship committee is there. And I have just a minute ago I have discussed about the CSR committee, CSR, and the section 135 of the Companies Act, and this is all about the CSR committee. So basically, again, I am not discussing detail about all those theories: agency, stakeholder, stewardship, transaction cost economics, theory, managerial hegemony theory. A lot of theories of corporate governance are there, but basic, I will just focus on the first one: principal and agent relationship. It was said long ago by the father of economics, Adam Smith, and thereafter a lot of eminent philosophers, they have discussed on the agency theory. Is a principal agent relationship. Principal here is the shareholders, agent is the board of directors, whether they will move for their own interest or for the betterment for others. Whenever, suppose you are attending students class, you have to some other family responsibility you have given to your brothers. Now you have a suspicion in your mind that whether your brother will do this activity in the best way like you. So there is always a suspicion in your back of mind of the principal, whether your agent will do in the best possible way, like you used to do. So this agency theory problem is all about this, this conflict, this kind of a problems, and this the amount of laws that had been generated, or amount of problem that had been generated from this principal agent relationship, is for the agency cost. And how to solve this agency problem is this agency cost: the corporate governance, a good governance mechanism, a good efficient corporate governance mechanism that can that can focus on this particular spirit of maintaining that the company will run in a very more efficient and transparent manner. And finally, the models of corporate governance. There are different models across the world. The oldest model is Anglo-Saxon model, and there's the German model, then the Japanese model, and finally we are having the hybrid Indian model. And basically, Anglo-Saxon model is basically single-tier model, corporate governance model, where shareholders are there called the king. Basically, it originated from the Britain. You know that one of the oldest, the foremost structured corporations will come from the East India Company. They, and where in Great Britain, the king is the ultimate, or the queen is the ultimate ruler. So basically, they are following the shareholder is the basic idea you will have, and the different board of directors are there, and the shareholders, they will appoint the board of directors and the executive directors, and finally the company, they will manage the executive. The board of directors will manage the company with the help of the executive directors. So the stakeholders, legal system creators are all entrusted with this particular mindset. But you can see this is a single tier system. But where on the other hand, German world is a double tier system, the two tier system. Here the equal representation of the shareholders and the labor unions. Yes, definitely labor unions, their emphasis is given in the German model, because you know that they believe in the philosophy of the communism, they believe in the philosophy of socialism, where they believe that it is the labor unions whose idea is most important, their thought process is most important, their contribution is most important, because they ultimately work in the real world and in the real field. So they believe that the person who wears the shoe is the best position to know where the shoe pinches. This is the way there is equal representation of the shareholders and the labor union in the first board structure is called the supervisory board, and supervisory board will appoint the management board who will take care of the day-to-day functions. So the two board structure is there. One is supervisory board, is the equal representation of the shareholders and the labor unions, and the management board is under the supervisory board. So this is basically the German model, and German model is it had been observed over the years that German model having a less amount of the scam or white collar crimes than that of the Anglo-Saxon model. And the Japanese model is a different one, because you know that Japan is the only one country where faced this unfortunate Hiroshima and Nagasaki episode of atom bomb. That particular time, this country was totally devastated, and this country had emerged like a phoenix bird, and obviously a lot of momentum, a lot of support given by the banks and the government to those budding entrepreneurs. So that India and the Japan at the same point of time we have started their journey. You can so as you can say, after the Second World War and in 1943, Japan was totally devastated, and we got the independence in 1947. And you know the rest is the history. Japan is the they become the economic superpower within the 2 or 3 decades. So you can see and where we are and where Japan are. So this is the thing. Your hard workingness, your mentality, that will be when the bankers are providing you all the support. Yes, if you have the capacity, I'm there to provide you the financial support. And obviously the bank will have the representation of the supervisory board, otherwise the money will be lost for the depositors. So definitely shareholders and bank will have a part in the advisory board, sorry, advisory or supervisory board. And supervisory board will then elect the president. In Japan, CEO, in India we used to call it the CEO. In other countries it's called the chief executive officer. Here it is called the president, the chairman, or it's called the president. And they will take care of the executive management. You will appoint the consult with the executive management to manage the company. So it is the Japanese model, where it is also the two-tier system, just like a German model. But in the Japanese model, it is a bank whose importance is given, rather than the German model, where the labor unions importance is given. And finally, Indian model is basically amalgamation of the different type of the system. But basically we are following the Anglo-Saxon tradition, single tier system. But we are having the representation from shareholders, bank, financial institutions, government. And you can have the different type of the companies in Indian context. In India we have the 5 different companies. One is the government company, one is family governed company, one is the public private partnership, PPP model companies are also there. There is another type of the foreign companies, and there is also the purely private companies. So we have the from the different type of the companies we are having, different genre of the companies we are having. But basically the Indian model is following the single tier system, where government, shareholders, bankers, they will appoint the board of directors, and board of directors will comprise of different non-executive, executive, and the independent director, and CEO and the chairman. And they will have the different board committees like audit committee, remuneration committee, investor grievance committee is the earlier name. Nowadays it's called the stakeholder relationship committee. They will have the CSR committee. They will form, and that will monitor different functional managers like the chief purchasing manager, chief account chief accounting manager, the financial manager, CFO, CEO, they will, or the chief purchase manager, human resource manager, they will all work under the guidance of those board committees, and definitely and the board of directors, and they will manage the ultimate daily affairs of the company. So this is basically the Indian model of corporate governance. Thus, I think I have ended my discussion here. This is all from the business ethics and corporate governance classes. Whatever you are having in your syllabus, I have finished that discussion here. I don't know how much justification I can do. I have actually done for this particular topic in this particular time frame. Anyway, if it will benefit for others, for the students who will learn from this YouTube classes, I think my effort will be over to you, the organizer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for giving your precious time to us out of your busy schedule. And thank you very much to you for sharing your lucid explanation and excellent deliberation. Thank you so much, sir. I thank to you on behalf of the organizing committee, KBS.
Thank you.
Good night to all.
Good night. Thank you. I'm leaving.